All right, good morning, everyone. We are gonna start with a pillow or a prop of some sort, so just to boost yourself up. We'll start seated. We got some special requests, so we'll hit all those areas this morning. But first, come to seated up on your prop. And the reason we wanna get that height, so you can be up on, couch cushions and pillows, blankets, anything that works for you. But the reason we want that height is so that we can release the hips, release the groins, and strengthen and align that spine. So let's actually start today with the feet together. And then we're gonna go ahead and move that tissue. So if you can move the skin, the muscle, the tissue out of the way, the glutes out of the way, so that we can get on that inside edge of your sit bones, the front edge of your sit bones. And again, we wanna work with the bones, the structure, so we can stack everything else. Okay, so your feet are pressing together. And then go ahead and start to soften and release your groins, release the pelvis, release the front of the belly. And then begin to put that pressure in your feet together even more. So groins are softening, widening, releasing, and yet your feet are pressing together. And that's going to start toning and activating your hips and your glutes. So see if you can feel those glute muscles firing, those hips firing, and those groins softening and releasing. So imagine your inner groin releasing to your inner knee releasing to your outer knee, and your outer knee releasing up into your hips, into your hip sockets. And your hips are moving upwards and inwards towards your center, deeper into the hip socket. And it's a consistent pressure, so we're actually starting to tone all around the sacrum now. Toning those hips into place. And that's going to create a lot of stability for the lower back and the sacrum and the pelvis. And now that we have that foundation, nice and strong, nice and solid, keep those hips active, toning, working. And then go ahead and start to lengthen your spine, reach up through the top of your head. Lengthen the back of the neck. And then begin to broaden wide at your collarbones. So your collarbones are reaching towards the sides of the room. And those feet are still pressing, those hips are still engaged. And your heart is beginning to open, spread wide. And you're making space on the front of the body and the back of the body.
Can we just do?
And then go ahead, we all have this area here, it's our armpit chest.
You just watch it from the iPad.
Yeah, just put.
And I'm gonna mute you ladies for now. See if you can really lift from this armpit chest. So this is where oftentimes we get closed off. So see if you can really lift and open. And yeah, you can even use your thumbs if you want to help you get that action. So it's a rolling of the front body up towards the ceiling, and then your top shoulders are rolling down towards the floor. And just start to feel that opening. It can take some assistance for a minute, but you're also resetting the traps. Good. And try and keep that action. Armpit chest lifting up to the ceiling, top shoulders rolling to the floor. Good. And then see if you can bring these front ribs back. So want to bring the ribs back into neutral. Nice deep breath. Inhale to the top of your breath and hold. Exhale through your nose. And hold. And let's see if we can integrate it all together. So feet pressing. Hips, glutes toning. Ribs reaching backwards. Heart lifting upwards and forwards. Collarbone spreading wide. Armpit, chest lifting. And rolling those top shoulders down your back. And you can have your palms facing up towards the ceiling to help you get those shoulders open. Good. Beautiful. So I hope that we're feeling an inner strength and your core will actually naturally start to tone as you find that length, as you get taller, as those feet press together. And see if you can lift in that center heart, that center sternum, upwards and forwards at a 60-degree angle. Good. Shoulders rolling back, heart lifting. So we're already doing a lot of work toning throughout the whole spine, back of the neck, the shoulders. And then keep that strength in your spine, but go ahead, soften your face, soften the skin. And I know scapulas was a request, as well as shoulders, so let's reach those arms forward. And your palms are facing each other. Your hips are still toning and engaged. And then we're lengthening, reaching up through the spine, lengthening. And release from that scapula to your fingertips. Good. Ribs reaching back behind you. And then we're gonna exhale. I'm gonna show you can keep your feet the same, but you're gonna put one elbow over the other. And then if you can't cross, that's okay. You can work here. And if you can cross at the wrists, then work towards that. So right elbow over the left. And now you can start to feel that getting into your scapula. And go ahead, ladies, you can actually take your feet and do a regular crossing. Or put one foot in front of the other. Good. Okay, so reaching those elbows away from your face. See if you can breathe into any area that there might be tension or tightness, stress. Sheila. And we're going to use those micro movements of your breath. So inhaling, getting that expansion, exhaling, getting that contraction as an internal massage. Smooth breathing, really working in through those shoulders. You might feel some burning. And the back of the neck is lengthening. And exhale, release. Go ahead and switch the crossings of your elbows, left elbow on top. And then if you can cross at the wrists, then go ahead. Otherwise, no worries, just keep here. And again, lengthen through your whole body, lengthen through the top of your head. Those front ribs are reaching back. And use that breath to get some micro adjustments and movements. Bring that inhalation into the back of your lungs, into your scapulas. And reach those elbows away from your face. Smooth breathing, soften that face. And anywhere that there's tension, or maybe there's muscle fatigue or burning, go ahead and just bring your breath there. And exhale, come on out, good work, good work. We're gonna gently make our way to standing. Hi, Justine,
Hi,
welcome.
thank you.
Yay, so slowly make your way to standing. And if you have a non-slippery surface, like a sticky mat, go ahead and grab it. Or if you have your shoes on a surface, anywhere where you're just not gonna slip. We wanna get a little bit of, wanna integrate the hips and the shoulders together. Okay. So go ahead and take your feet wide. As wide as you're able to today. Again, without slipping. And so you're gonna kick those heels out. And those toes are in. Pointed inwards. And then I heard hamstrings. So how we're gonna get into the hamstrings right now, we're gonna open up the back of the hamstrings. So your outer edges of your hips are rolling towards your inner groins. You can actually even lean forward a little bit like me. That'll help you open up the backs. And then your inner groins are rolling towards the backs of your thighs. And then those backs of the thighs are spreading wide, opening, outer hips rolling towards the inner groins. So it's a continuous entwining process. Hands on your hips. Lean forward just ever so slightly, as that's going to help you find that opening in your pelvis and your hamstrings. And the hamstrings do get tangled. So rather than just pulling on them and lengthening them when they're tangled, we're going to untangle them. So that's why we're opening the backs of the thighs. And your sit bones are actually spreading wide. And you'll start to feel a toning happening all through your hips, through your core, through your pelvis, as you continue to get this rotation rolling from the outer hips to the inner groin to the back of the thighs. Good. Still leaning slightly forward, hands on the hips. Press your feet and press into the outer edges of your feet. Yeah, so you're lifting those inner arches up towards the ceiling. Equal pressure on your right foot and your left foot. And then come up to standing, stacking those hips and those shoulders. Yeah. But you're still getting that opening of the backs of the thighs. And then your tailbone, the base of your spine, is reaching down towards the floor. So sometimes when we're just learning these actions, you can just imagine it at first, and then you will build those neural pathways, those connections. Good. So outer edges of your hips rolling towards your inner groins, backs of the thighs opening, and then take your arms wide. Good, roll those palms up towards the ceiling. And imagine your thumbs are hitchhiking back behind you. So you're rolling the tops of your shoulders down your back. So our legs and our arms are doing the opposite. Our legs are getting an internal rotation and our arms are getting an external rotation. So you're lifting that front chest up to the ceiling, rolling those top shoulders down your back. glute muscles are chasing down towards your heels. Good. Getting into that deep breath. Beautiful. And inhale those arms up above your head. Yep. Great. And now find that full extension, that full release. So equal pressure on your right foot and your left foot. Open the backs of the thighs. Reach your tailbone down towards the floor. And then lengthen and lift your heart upwards and forwards. And those arms are straightening. See if you can get any bend out of the arms. And those arms are reaching behind your ears. Those front ribs are going to the back of the room. Now we're in our center. Reach out the top center of your head. And keep grounding, rooting that tailbone down towards the floor. Beautiful. Exhale, hands on your hips. And go ahead and start to lean forward towards that 90-degree angle. Good. And you can actually micro bend your knees here. So give yourself a bend in your knees so that you can actually start to spread your sit bones wide. You want to get into the pelvis here. And then get that pressure on the outside edges of your feet. And notice as you start to release those sit bones, the lower back muscles start to activate and engage and strengthen. Good. So we're gonna find those lower muscles through our pelvis. So knees are bent, spreading the sit bones wide, and you're rolling those sit bones up towards the ceiling. So it's as if you're getting a little micro back bend. Sit bones rolling up towards the ceiling. And then take that length and that extension. See if you can open your heart more, lengthen your spine more. Open this chest, lift the heart. Roll the top shoulders down your back. And again, we're in training here, so get that equal pressure on your right foot and your left foot. Beautiful. Breathe through if you're having any burning. And just a few more breaths here. See if you can open up behind your heart. So we're getting into that thoracic spine. Roll those shoulders behind you. Lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Oh yeah. Feel the spine engage all the way through the back of your neck to the base of your spine. And then exhale, slowly come on. It's actually really deep work, so go slow. And then slowly walk your feet together. And some of you might have started to get a little bit of percolation, that inner shaking through that one. It's just resetting the nervous system. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn. Facing left foot forward, right foot back. Good. And again, we're gonna untangle the hamstrings. So we're gonna open the backs of the thighs. And roll from your outside edges of your hips towards your inner groins towards the backs of the thighs. And get that firm pressure on your right foot, your left foot. Imagine that your legs are growing 3 inches, 4 inches. And you're extending those legs through the floor. And this one is good for your fast twitch muscles, for your balance. Okay, and thighs, we wanted to work on thighs. So we're working on engaging, lifting those kneecaps up towards the ceiling. So there are muscles that actually fire, that lift those kneecaps up towards the ceiling. So you'll engage your thighs to find that. And then your pelvis is square with the wall in front of you. Shoulders square with the wall in front of you. Hands on your hips. And right now we're actively working on drawing your glute muscles down into your heel. So right glute muscle is drawing into your right heel. And that tailbone is still reaching straight down towards the floor. Beautiful, those legs are strong, active, engaged, they're toning, they're lengthening, and you're engaging the muscle to the bone. So go ahead and suck all the muscle to the bone. And then we're gonna end, exhale, bend forward. Find that equal pressure in your front foot and your back foot. And then again, we're opening up the heart here. So see if you can get a little bit of a back bend in your upper spine. Heart lifting, spine is really toning in this one. And we want to activate and engage the entire spine. Pelvis square, chest square. Again, we're opening up that armpit chest. Roll the armpit up towards the front of your shoulder. Top of your shoulder is rolling down your back. And we're just toning here, smooth breathing. Hopefully you're finding some new muscles or muscles that you don't use as much. And keep lengthening, reaching out the top center of the head. Really the goal here is access the spine through the pressure of the feet, through the opening of the heart. Good. Exhale, come up. And if you're able to, you can grab your elbows behind you. Good. And again, we're going to draw your right glute muscles into your right heel. And now we're lifting upwards. So if your balance is good, you're able to look upwards towards the ceiling. If you're not feeling super balanced, just look straight ahead. Look upwards, draw the tailbone downwards. Now we're getting a micro back bend, but it's actually not going into your lower back. You're drawing the glutes down to the floor to make space in your low back. And then you're lifting your heart upwards and forwards to make space behind your heart. And again, muscles engaging to the legs. And exhale, soften, release, let go. We're just gonna turn. So now our right foot is forward and left foot is back. Okay, we always want to start with our foundation. So go ahead and spread all 10 toes wide. And especially whatever toe doesn't want to spread, work on that one. Spread those toes wide. All 10 toes. Can work on your nervous system through the toes. And then again, we're taking this pose out of our lower back and we're drawing that left glute into your left heel. So you're actually lengthening and making space in your lower back. And that's gonna open up your front hip flexors. So again, draw from your outside edges of your hips towards the front of the thigh, towards the inner groin. Inner groin is releasing back behind you. Backs of the thighs are opening. So you're getting that internal rotation of your thighs, Open the backs of the thighs. And again, keep drawing that left glute muscle into your left heel. Make space. Hands on your hips. Good. Square your chest, square your pelvis. Keep drawing your tailbone straight down towards the floor. And then we're gonna slightly lean forward. Go ahead, keep your pelvis square, your chest square. And begin to open the heart. Open the backs of the thighs. Equal pressure in your front foot and your back foot. And see if you can lift your center heart, your center sternum, upwards and forwards. Upwards towards your chin. Forwards towards the wall. And roll your top shoulders down your back. Front chest is opening. And again, we're toning all the muscles of the spine. Smooth breathing. See if you can get that heart open even more, getting that micro back bend, especially behind the thoracic spine, behind the heart. Smooth breathing. And engage your muscle to your bone, front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. And keep opening the backs of the thighs. And lengthen through the top center of your head, lengthen the back of your neck. And then exhale, coming up to standing. You can cross your elbows, grab your elbows if you can. And again, draw that left glute muscle into your left heel. And then your heart is lifting upwards. And if your balance feels good, you can look upwards towards the ceiling. Otherwise, look straight ahead. Left glute driving into that left heel. Make space in your lower back. Tailbone towards the floor. Engage the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. And that heart is lifting up towards the ceiling. Getting that back bend, that micro back bend, heart opening. Smooth breathing. And then exhale. Coming on back to center. Good work, beautiful work. So that's gonna start to tone and shift everything in the spine, stacking that pelvis. We're gonna do another standing pose to keep working legs, spine, work everything through. So feet are pointed forward again. And then we're gonna take our left foot and point it away from us. Yep. And then your right foot is your back foot. You're gonna kick that heel out. And make it so your stance is nice and wide. The actual measurement is if you were to drop a plumb line from your wrist down to your ankles, your wrist and your ankle would be aligned. So it's quite wider than we think. But again, make sure you have a non-slippery surface. Good. So yeah, you can keep those arms up. And we're gonna spread wide through those collarbones. Yeah, spread wide. And again, your tailbone is reaching down towards the floor. Your glute muscles are reaching down towards the floor. Strong, open heart. Roll those top shoulders down towards the floor. Good. And then you're gonna take your right hand to your right hip. And reach that left hand forwards towards that wall. Reach, lengthen that side waist. When you feel like you can't get any more length, drop that left hand down to your left shin. Good. And then we're gonna start rolling our belly button and our chest up towards the ceiling. And you're rolling the tops of your shoulders down your back. You're getting an external rotation of that left arm to open up your shoulders. And you're also getting an external rotation of that left leg. So inner groin is releasing towards your outer hip. Good. Legs are strong, engaging the muscle to the bone. And see if you can find more length in your side waist. Lengthen that left side waist and begin to rotate your chest and your belly button up towards the ceiling. Smooth breathing, working through the whole spine, engaging the legs. And then if you have good balance, you can bring that right arm up towards the ceiling. External rotation of those arms. External rotation of your front leg. Internal rotation of your back leg. And if your balance permits, you can look up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor. And then exhale, press into that back leg to come up. Square your feet with the front of the room. And now kick out your right foot towards the wall. Back foot is your left foot. Go ahead and kick the heel out of your back foot. Measure your stance with those wrists and those ankles. Good. Left hand on your left hip. And reach that right arm away from you. Reach, reach, reach. Lengthen your side waist. Open up the ribs. When you can't reach anymore, drop that right hand onto your right shin. And again, we're getting an external rotation of your shoulders, your arms. External rotation of your front leg, so your inner groin is releasing towards your outer hip. Good. Internal rotation of the back leg. And then begin to roll and twist your belly button and your chest up towards the ceiling. And make more length in that side waist. And if your balance permits, exhale, take that left arm up towards the ceiling. Again, external rotation of your arms, your shoulders. Release your shoulder away from your ear. External rotation of that front leg. Internal rotation of that back leg. Smooth breathing. Lengthening through the spine. Lengthening through the top of the head. Finding more length in the side waist. And that gentle twisting towards the ceiling. And then exhale, pressing that back leg to come on up. Good work. Slowly bring those feet together. Your feet might be burning, finding new muscles. Okay. So for this next one, we just want to work on balance a little bit. Good work. So you might want to be by a wall or a chair or a desk. Something to hold on to. Okay, and we're gonna start by standing on our left leg. And again, with this right leg, we just don't want it on the knee joint. So if you need it on the floor at your ankle, that is perfectly fine. Otherwise, bring that right foot all the way up to your inner groin. And we're just trying to get that as high as possible. You can hold on to it if you need. Good. Perfect. Okay. And so the front of the thigh is reaching to the back of the room. And again, we're getting that opening in the back of the thigh, untangling those hamstrings. Good. Glutes are reaching down towards the floor. And again, we're working those fast twitch muscles in our ankles. And that's going to register all the way through our pelvis, through our core. And kneecap is lifting up towards the ceiling. So there's no hyperextension in the leg, but the muscle is engaging to the bone. So if we have any of my friends that hyperextend your knee, just have a micro bend. And then everyone else engage that muscle to the bone. And chest is square. If you're wanting to, you can always have your hands at your heart. Otherwise, continue holding on at the wall. Good. A few more breaths here. Getting into the hips, getting into the pelvis. It is so important to get our daily balance in. It activates through the entire core. And exhale, release down. Switch legs. So now the right leg is our standing leg. Draw that left heel all the way up into the groin. Or if you're working with it at the floor, that's fine too. And then again, we're opening the back of the thigh. So you're getting that internal rotation of your standing leg. And you're finding your glute muscles and drawing them down towards the floor to make space and length in your lower back and open up the front of the pelvis. Good. And again, hands at the wall or hands at your center, palms together. Keep drawing those glute muscles down towards the floor, opening up the front pelvis. And if your hands are together, those elbows are weighted down towards the floor, like you have little 5-pound weights on your elbows. Heart is lifting, heart is opening. Smooth breathing. And it might be a little bit different from side to side. Just notice, is it easier to balance on one side? And reach out the top center of your head. Again, we're working those fast twitch muscles. Open that heart, lifting that chest upwards and forwards. Good. And keep lengthening your lower back, so keep drawing your glutes towards your heels, towards the floor. And exhale, come on down. Good work. Beautiful.
Coach Rita,
Yes,
what is that position called? The one that we just did?
it's called tree pose.
Tree pose. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great question. Okay, and come on back down towards the floor, making your way. Okay. So for this next one, I guess I should have said this before you came to the floor, you can grab a band if you need. If you want. Or a strap. Otherwise, if you don't have one, no worries. Okay. And for those of you that want extra support, you can also have your pillow or your bolster at your hip. If you have it, otherwise, no worries. Okay. So go ahead, if you have a strap, grab it, come lying on your backs. Good. And we're gonna start again by lengthening the lower back. So you're gonna tuck those glute muscles away from your head towards your heels. To lengthen out that lower back. And then we're gonna have our left leg stretched out on the floor. Right leg is reaching up. And you can either clasp your hands behind your leg, or if you have a strap, you can reach that strap around the mouth of the big toe. So we'll have a combination. And if you have a strap or a band, I like to wrap it around my hands and my wrists. And then get that external rotation of my arms. Good. And then if you're working with your hands, clasp behind your thigh, that absolutely works as well. Okay. So, let's see if you can open the backs of your thighs. So we're getting that internal rotation of our thighs again, so your outer hip is releasing towards your inner groin. Your inner groin is releasing towards the back of the thigh. Soften the face, soften the throat. And then your left leg that's on the ground, draw the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. And we're actually pretending that we can close that gap between the back of the thigh and the floor. So imagine that you have a 50-pound weight on your left upper thigh. And that left heel is staying grounded, and you're drawing with all of your strength the left thigh to the floor. And that left leg is going to grow and lengthen. Good, smooth breathing. Really have that emphasis on that left thigh, drawing down, drawing towards the floor. And then exhale, go ahead and switch legs. So draw that right leg down. One side's gonna be longer than the other. And then draw that left leg up, this time putting the strap around that mound with the big toe on the left side. Wrap your hands around the strap, left leg up. Or hands clasped behind the thigh. And again, we're untangling the hamstring, so smooth breath. Open the backs of the thighs. And now our emphasis is on that right thigh. So see if you can pretend that you can close the gap between the back of the thigh and the floor. Imagine that you have a 50-pound weight on the upper front of your right thigh. And it's drawing that thigh down. So use all of your strength, engage your muscle to the bone, and keep drawing that front of the thigh to the back of the floor, or to the back of the thigh. Mhm. Opening the shoulders. And it does take a lot of work to get that front leg down. Even if it feels impossible, keep going with that action. And exhale, release. Good, you can relax those legs down, bring your knees bent again. And have that band or that strap near you. And again, we're first we're gonna roll on the tops of our shoulders. So see if you can get the tops of your shoulders rolling down your back. And now again, we're gonna tuck our glutes away from our head. So tuck your glute muscles towards your heels, lengthen the lower back. Good. And I'm gonna demonstrate this one first, just because I don't want you turning your heads in it. But if you're able to watch, you're just gonna keep your chin aligned with your centered heart, your centered chest. Palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Knees are not gonna splay wide. So keep those feet, knees and hips stacked. And watching first, I'm just slowly bringing my pelvis off the ground. Again, not turning the neck. Palms are rolling up. And here I'm just getting equal pressure in my right foot, my left foot. And you can always walk more on the tops of your shoulders. And I'm releasing that tailbone away from my head. And then when we come down again, the knees don't go wide, just demonstrating first. And I'm tucking that tailbone away from my head, towards my heels, towards my heels, towards my heels, going super slow. And that's opening my heart massively. So glutes away from the head, super slow, knees come together. So now my heart just got a huge, huge opening. So we're gonna try it together and I'll walk you through it. So coming back. On your back, good. Feet are stacked under your knees. Yep. Yeah, until you'll be laying down. I'm just gonna watch you all. And then you're gonna keep those knees together. Keep your chin aligned with your chest. And you're gonna press into your feet and slowly raise your glutes up towards the ceiling. And again, you're not gonna let those knees go wide. So, and yeah, toes are pointing straight forward. So see if you can get your toes pointed more inwards, Karen. Good. Yes. Okay, so we got that equal pressure. We're walking on the tops of our shoulders, toning those glutes. Sacrum is lifted off the ground up towards the ceiling, not turning the head. And then you're gonna reach those glutes away from your head towards your heels and slowly lower your butt back down towards the floor, not letting those knees go wide. And so slowly, slowly, slowly roll the glutes towards the heels until you're back towards the ground. Good. And knees come together once you are all the way on the ground. Perfect. Take a few breaths there. And we'll do it one more time, but just take a couple deep breaths. And I'll walk us through. So as you're on your back, you can walk onto the tops of your shoulders. You're tucking your shoulders under. And then your glutes are chasing towards your heels. So scoop your buttocks towards your glute or your glutes towards your heels. getting that heart opening. Feet are parallel like they're on railroad tracks. Keep your head, your chin, and your chest aligned. And then get that equal pressure in your feet. Start to lift your butt off the ground. Knees do not go wide. And you're slowly lifting your glutes, your butt up towards the ceiling. Again, you can walk more on the tops of your shoulders. And you keep driving that sacrum up to the ceiling. And you're toning your glutes, you're toning your sacrum, you're toning your pelvis, your thighs. And just keep reaching that sacrum up towards the ceiling. Feet are parallel, knees are not going wide. Chin is aligned with your sternum. And then slowly release your butt back towards the floor, but you're driving your glutes towards your knees. Scooping your buttocks towards your heels. And going so slow towards the ground. Keep driving the glutes towards the heels. Driving the glutes towards the heels. Slowly, slowly making your way back to the floor. Glutes towards the heels. And once you touch the floor, draw those knees together. And just enjoy that big heart opening. And breathe all through that front of the chest. Especially into new areas. And then just take a couple minutes. We're going to integrate here so you can straighten your legs, let yourself be comfortable, let yourself relax. Soften, soften the body. And imagine that your body is like a stick of butter just melting in the sun. Soften the face, soften the jaw. Take a nice deep breath from head to toe. And then wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. Go ahead and roll on out to your right side to come on up. And coming back to seated. Great. So good work, everyone. If you want, you can bring your hands to your heart, palms to chest, elbows relaxed. And again, see if you can lift that inner sternum upwards and forwards. And think of someone or something that you're grateful for today. And thank yourself for being here, for showing up, for building these habits, making the time. It's so important. Building these habits can really change the rest of our day. So thank you for practicing. And I'd love to open it up just to any thoughts, reflections, challenges, takeaways.
Coach, the one that Phyllis asked what the name of that one was.
Tree
should we-
pose.
Tree,
Tree
sorry.
pose. Yeah.
Yeah, those ones. Like, I feel that you mentioned the key word. You said our daily balance exercises is important, and I don't do anything like that daily, so I want to make an intention to do that because I feel it's really important. And I felt one side stronger than the other. And I think most of us is like that. I just wondered how much time do you say that we should do it for how long, so I can make it intentional and try to do that exercise every day?
Yeah, try and work up to a couple minutes on each side.
Okay. That was awesome. That is on reflection, that is one of the biggest takeaways I took from today's exercise, that I was struggling. So I need to do that every day. And you mentioned daily is good. Mhm.
Exactly. It's gonna bring circulation and strength throughout the whole body. And then that side that is weaker, work on that one a little bit extra. Work on that one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, great job.
So Rita, a couple of things. Firstly, I received this last night.
It makes me so happy because I on yoga.
It seems a bit daunting, so I have to take it in little small bites. But it's quite expansive, so I'm excited about, you know, doing my dive into that. The second thing, the reason why I asked about the name of that pose, because I wanted to reference it. I was looking at the screen. I saw people taking their foot and putting it on their thigh, and I'm like, how are they doing this? Like, okay, I'm not anywhere near there, so I literally had to just take my foot and just put it down by my ankle, and so that's what I did. So for me, that balance, like Andrea, I definitely need to be more intentional every day in working on that.
Yes, that's so good. That will
Yeah.
change your life.
Yes. My body felt challenged today, and I don't know if it's my computer, but the audio for me today was really low. So I was struggling really to hear. I kept looking at my computer trying to increase the audio, but I don't know. I struggled with audio today. So at some points I wasn't really hearing you audibly.
Did anyone else struggle with audio today? Okay, no.
No.
Okay. Yeah, and Vrikshasana, you'll find that one. Even if you have, since you got that book, just looking at the photos is like a complete download. You'll learn so much. There's so much intelligence in those photos in the
Mhm.
body. So just absorbing it.
Yes. Yes.
Love it.
I
Beautiful.
just want to say thank you. I'm Christine, Nora's friend. I've done lots of different classes, but yours was very unique. And you walked us through our muscles with such intention, and I really appreciated it. So thank you for today.
Thanks for being here. I love it.
Yeah, this was my first day too. Michelle invited me, and do you do a lot of yoga? Is that what this mostly is, or?
Yeah, this is based in Iyengar yoga, so that's what I grew up with. So I've been studying it since I was little. And so that really helps with those alignments. So
VENG.
Oh.
Yeah, I too was struggling with I had my foot at my ankle too, so don't feel like you were alone. I was with you, but I was definitely shaking on one leg, but the other leg was smooth. So I guess that means one's stronger than the other. But balance I see is, as I'm 62 now, I need to start focusing on balance, and that seemed to be a good way to do it.
that would be amazing, and it will tone in all through the hips too, and the ankle and the spine. So those fast twitch muscles, it starts at the ankle, at the foot, but it translates all the way up, even into the neck. So it's great work.
Thank you.
The only thing I'm also going to share is I loved all of the walkthroughs. The last exercise of rolling through and getting your butt up in the air and rolling back down has always been one of my favorites since college. And just to share, the thing that's helped me to get it is imagining fingers on the front of me, pushing each part of my spine down slowly. And I have to hold everything up and just let one down. So yes, my glute is up, but somehow, I don't know if it might help you or help others to just that visualization of letting each spine point touch as you roll down just gives me a lot of strength, and it's one of my favorites. So thanks for ending on it.
Love that so much. Beautiful.
Yeah, that one was interesting. Coach, what is that one called? The one that I think it's Christine was just talking about?
It's a form of bridge. So it's just it's a really big heart opener.
Yep, that was a hard one for me. I'm gonna have to work on that one. Excuse me. But it's just wonderful being here, and you don't really realize how much your body needs this until you actually, for me at least, until you actually get in it, and then you feel the percolating, you feel your cells moving, and it was just it was like rebirth, and no pun intended. But okay, I know this is Iyengar alignment yoga, but I want to say it is Iyengar alignment therapy, because this is just it's therapy, and I just can't wait to get here every Friday, because it's always something new and engaging, and I just, it's hard to articulate it, but it's just, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys.
Not so much.
Yana, Karen, Yana, and I think what I really enjoy is that I can feel it actually impacting my nervous system, giving me some sort of balance, some sort of homeostasis, and so it's so grounding because of that. Like that's the part I can't get from the exercise. I find it so, and I like you, Jan. I look so forward to this every week on Fridays, Karen. Jan.
Good job.
Yes.
True. One of the
Yes, ma'am.
best ways we can work on our mind is by working through our body. So we work through our mind by working through our body. It's a quick fix.
Mhm.
Quote that I love is, we come to class, find many pieces, fragmented thinking in all these ways, and our body in one, and we leave with our mind in one, coming together, that focus, and we leave with our body in many, many connects to all of it, and we can move it in many ways. So yeah, cool. Love that.
Yes.
Yay, Sheila.
Good morning. It was my first time. I really appreciated the amount of time you spent in each stretch, because I noticed they just moved through it so fast. Like, wait a minute, I didn't even get a chance to feel it. And to really give those instructions to where to focus to stretch more. So that was definitely something I really enjoyed. Thank you.
Great. Thank you
Yes.
for being here. Thanks for sharing. And it can really push us and test us and challenge us, those long timings, but that's when we make those big breakthroughs, especially mentally and emotionally, because we are challenging ourselves physically. So good job. Love it, love it. Yay. So think of one takeaway from today, one golden gem that you want to apply, and see if you can apply it throughout your day. Like maybe you're at the grocery store and, oh yeah, I'm going to open my heart and roll those shoulders back, or oh, I'm going to be balanced in my feet, or I'm going to work on my balance for a couple minutes a day. But just think of one thing that you want to take from today's class and see how you can integrate it and weave it.
Okay.
I just want to thank you guys. I do a lot of yoga, so it's always great to get back to the beginner mindset, and you can do that. Listening to you guys, it's actually great reminding me. I remember during COVID and starting to do yoga on Zoom, and that feeling of like when you get balance in your body, just the whole metaphor of balance, balance throughout the day. So I guess that's my takeaway, is to remind myself about staying balanced and holding lots of feelings at one time.
Whatever way you feel helps. Maybe it's vitality.
And thanks for that energy, you guys. I needed that today.
Thanks for being here. I'm so glad you made it. Yay. Well, sending love to all of you in your day. Yeah, just thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for nurturing yourselves, because we got to nurture ourselves so then we can have the energy to pour that overflow, right?
feel like I can face anything now. Feel like I can face anything now.
Good. What a nice community.
So Rita, I just want to echo the sentiments of Karen in the chat. I just want to welcome her sentiments of welcoming home the first timers in the space. It's so good to have them in here today.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it is. It really is. It's rich.
Thank you. Beautiful. Well, we'll see you ladies. There is the workout on Saturday, the community workout, so check that out. And then we'll see you again here next week and enjoy the rest of your workouts throughout the week. You got me out of bed. Woohoo!
Bye-bye.
Okay. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
Bye.
Beautiful day.
Bye, Coach.
Bye.
Good.
Bye, Karen.
Bye,
Bye.
Andrea, Nora.
Take care,
Bye,
Andrea,
Sarah.
Jackie.
Bye, Andrea.
Michelle.
Andrea.
Bye,
Good
everyone.
Laura. Rita.
Bye.
And crew
Thank
today.
you.
You.
Bye-bye.